St. Raymond sits in the northwest corner of the city. The congregation was mostly Irish and Italian American immigrants for the first probably 50 years. And then, like many neighborhoods in the Northeast, the neighborhood transitioned and became mostly African American.
And so we often describe ourselves as a community worshiping in the African American tradition. You'll see people wearing Nikes, you'll see people dressed to the nines. There'll be people who are standing up with their hands up, and some people who are quiet and contemplative. And I think it kind of expresses and exemplifies the very best of the Catholic Church, the Church Universal.
We were blessed in that we had been live streaming our principal Sunday Mass for a number of years prior to the pandemic. And so we were ready for that. One of the things we were not ready for, though, was the number of people that would join us for worship. There were weeks where, 2,000-3,000 people were joining us for our Sunday Mass, which is not the numbers that are typical for a small parish like ours.
One of the things that's the most noticeable thing that's happened since COVID is our parish has welcomed a lot of new people who are not really familiar with gospel music, and we see more and more of those sort of folks in the pews. And so I think for us, that's been a huge outcome of a crisis, right? That's been a global disaster, but certainly has been a beautiful gift here.
And then from that, these were folks who were wanting to engage with the parish. And so we realized that we needed to create a digital campus. We also realized that these folks wanted to contribute. They were seeing themselves as part of the community. And so sort of it was the people's desire for more technological encounters that sort of we were responding to the need that was being presented by the people. So we put our trust in what Pushpay and ChurchStaq was offering and went forward.
The lead app has transformed our lives. It used to be the case if you were out somewhere and you wanted to visit with someone and you are not sure where they live, you're like, it's this street, is it that street? You have to call the office because our old system was not cloud-based. And so we used to have to print out, 100 pages of a parish directory.
In the past, I had a 3-ring binder with everyone's address and phone numbers. And if I was going to make a communion call or to visit someone, I had to sort of try to look up the number and the address and then plug it into my GPS.
Now, having the ability right from my phone to search for a name, and then pull up an address, a phone number, and text them in a picture.
I can bring up their name. I can see a picture, for most of our folks by now. I can just hit a button and call them or, immediately get, directions to their home, which has just been a total game changer.
And then also the process cues, which for my work and my role are really critical because I work with RCIA candidates. I do kind of like the new member initiation and outreach to school families. And now the process cue allows us to see, what has happened and what needs to happen and really call us to greater accountability.
And the amazing thing that has happened is from that, folks are saying, oh, you know what? Yeah, my daughter never did receive confirmation. Oh, you know what? My husband and I always wanted to get our marriage convalidated, but it never happened. And so I'm getting all of these notes through the system. And Father, you need to follow up with this person on this need. Father, could you talk to this person?
The benefits are so obvious, right? And we spend a lot of time really articulating that for people and breaking open the possibilities, right, that we have now in terms of connectivity and, again, efficiency.
And I know that we're probably at this point only using about 15% of the bells and whistles that are available to us, but the ones that we're using, we really, really love.